Okay, heading on down this air shaft slash escapeway, and this goes back to about 1898, and when they were getting further away from the main slope, they needed fresh air ventilation and also an extra way for the miners to get out. And you can see it's heads down about a good 100 feet more, and oh, unless it's hard, there was a bird in here that's actually got his bird nest hanging on a little ledge right here on the roof. It's got eggs right there. Bless its heart, scared it, so we don't want to bother the bird nest or the eggs right there. So but bless its heart, it's scared it to death coming in here. So anyway, we'll start heading on down. Okay, just came in down the tunnel there, and so this mine's got a lot of different ante rooms, haulage ways, different passageways, but this was a narrow ore seam right here, about 4 or 5 feet in some places. So ceiling's not going to be too big, but anyway, this will take us down along the access haulage ways that would lead to the slope. So okay, that's a direction up ahead that you can, another access point to get to the main haulage ways. And this is a direction we're going to be heading down here. Let's get to it. Anyway, really old mine. This section dates back, like I said, about 1898, 1900. And start making our way on down. So okay, we'll be making our way around over the shale pile here. But that right there is a section of tramway rail, minecart tramway rail right there. So you find little bits and pieces of them. Sometimes lines are intact, but here's the other section right there where the light is. Anyway, little bits and pieces of mining history abound in this mine. So, all right, we'll be making our way over in that direction. Okay, this right here is a good good section right here of a intact minecart tramway rail line. You can still see it has the cross ties. These go back to 1898. This section around 1900 or so. But it's kind of amazing they left them in here. They must have just said the heck with it. You know, when they were done mining out sections, the miners would break up the rails and they would take them to another section and just keep reusing them and just leave the cross ties in place. But that right there is most likely a air compressor line, because they were using pneumatic air drills in here that was steam. They had a steam powered plant, boiler plant up top, which converted it to electricity, of course. And that's actually a steam, probably an air compressor line right there, which is pretty unique right there. You don't see those very often in mines going back this old. But anyway, these are a nice section of intact tramway lines right here. So, okay, we'll be pushing on here. So, all right. Okay, this is the water line right here for this mine. It's up considerably, but you always run into water in a mine. There's just no doubt about that. So there's about 1,000 more feet of this mine is underwater. That was the furthest extent they got. The mine played out this section about 1910. So, but anyway, we'll keep following on down this way here. All right, that right there is the ore seam. So that's a breakthrough heading up into another level, another haulage way. And that's the remains of a wooden timber support right there. You do have to be careful about where you step because all this is slimy. You can be up here, and next thing you know, you'll be in the water. You'll just slide. So. Okay, made our way up from the water line. Still tracking for the one of two slopes in this mine. But anyway, that's one of the old timber supports right there, an actual tree. You can see the limbs lopped off of it. And this right here, underneath all that would be cross ties. And there's a sectional rail right there. My light's hitting it. Some more timber supports, and keeps working on up in that direction. Be heading back in this one, but very historic mine. So, okay, let's push on. Okay, that's a lot of water up ahead. It's running down. There's an underground aquifer deep in this mine. So, but here's some more rail sections right here. You can see remains of drill rod remains right there. And see, that's where the water's coming down. It's heading down into the flooded section of the mine right here. And this is the forest. All these original timber supports date back to late 1890s in this section. So, still in place, along with rail sections right here. Okay, move on up here. Boy, there's a lot of strange noises coming out that direction down here. It's like I can hear multiple people talking. That's pretty strange. Getting the hair raised on the back of my neck right now. I'm not sure, man. Could just be the water is making some kind of echo noise, but I swear it's like 5 or 6 people are talking just beyond that light. It's a little unnerving. All right. Come up here. Is the next level. You see that water's just flowing down here, man, like a river. It's coming from an underground aquifer, deep underground, way up above. So we're going to be heading out in this direction here, and well, we may drop back down, but anyway, this will take us to the slope mine. So, okay. That's a drill rod right there. So that's where that water's heading, right down into the flooded section. And you got some discarded rails right here. That's where the cross ties were and the mine cart. That's actually a switch right there. So they probably had two sections right here, but that's a frog switch, I guess that's what they call it. Switch off mine carts. Yeah, you can see the large cross ties going all the way across. So they had 2 right here with this single one. So joined them up. So, all right. What's interesting right here, you get this section right here, and if you look right there, those are rail spikes that a miner set up there 120 something years ago, right there. Just still sitting on that ledge right there. That's pretty incredible. Right there. Okay, and we'll just push on forward here to the first slope. Okay, this is the first slope. You can see the rails are still in place. That's the flooded section of the mine right there. There's a mine cart wheel right there. And there's another one right there. And that right there is just caked over wood to where they had a hoist pulley, cable hoist that was locked in place for the cable hoist that ran down the middle of the tracks here to pull the mine cars up. So that's actually covered wood with some bolts and stuff pretty rare to see that. But anyway, that's a look back up the slope. That's actually a chassis, minecart chassis right there hanging off the side of the tracks right there. And that's a right angled header there going down the slope. So anyway, pretty historic. So, all right. Okay, you got a lot of discarded rails right here. This right here will start heading to the second slope. That was the first. So all kinds of debris in here, but right there, I'm not sure if that's a water pipe or air compressor line right there. Runs on up in there. And that'll disappear into the darkness down there. Okay, I'm going to be heading along this way. This will take us to the second slope. Just when we get over there, we'll just do some videos when we get there. Because after a while, you know, all this stuff just looks the same. But there's more breakthrough passages. It's a very large underground mine. So you see the drill rod right there. And dipper supports, and lots of discarded rails everywhere. Seems like this is where they put all the bad rails, I guess. You can see they're twisted, everything. So, okay, and this will take us on over to the second slope. We'll film some more when we get over to that one. Okay, this is another section of this big mine right here, and this actually was another hoist foundation. You can see the rails right there, and they go down a good ways before it hits water and just disappears underneath the water for really who knows how far. But all this right here, carbide batteries, alkaline, and you can tell that this was electrical. These are insulators right here, And so this was electrically powered. And these are the wooden frames for the hoist. Little electrical hoist they had right here. And you can see there's just batteries just everywhere. I mean, just alkaline, carbide, batteries everywhere right here. And not sure, but that's a eye ring right there. It's in the wall. Not really sure what that was for. It could have been for ground. But this disappears up into a upper section of the mine right here. And they probably cut through this for cross ventilation purposes. So, but this was where another hoist was. And so it's just hard to imagine back 120 years ago, a couple of miners, maybe two, maybe even three, would be back up in here in the deep recesses of this huge mine, just operating this electric hoist for the mine carts. And this is another cross ventilation that heads into another section of the mine right there. And these are the rails right here. They just left them intact, which is pretty rare. You know, most of the times they close down these mines, the one valuable thing they had was these rails. But this is another one about as close to a coal mine as you can get. And the rails just disappear way down there, and there's left right headers. So they definitely didn't have full-size mine carts. They had some little small ones right here. You can see there's another white object. That's an insulator, electrical insulator. So you can see some of the wires. So, but anyway, unseen section, probably nearly 100 years anybody's been back in here. So, all right. Okay, got all these pipes right here, and the slope goes on up this way, and you've got where they join the rails right here, the rail connectors, and you've got little bitty rail spike right there, and this bar right here kept the rails joined together. But the real interesting find is this switch right here, this frog switch. This was manually operated by a miner. Whether or not it was installed or left here meant to be installed, but this is really rare. They would throw this switch to join the rails up. If a mine cart was coming from the other side and coming up this slope, somebody would throw the switch. And perfectly preserved right here. And this would have sat on the tracks right here. And it's got a name right there. I took some pictures of it. But this is perfectly preserved, just left here probably 100 years ago by the miners. But very rare to see these in a mine. So, and you've got more unused rails right here, just sitting here, and the slope goes down this way, and there's another switch off to the right down there. So, okay, all right. Okay, it was 600 feet to the first slope, 600 feet to the second slope, 1,200 feet one way. So, made our way all the way back to the air shaft escapeway, and that's the outside. Looking up, and you can see where they constructed this. It was ingenious. They built steps in here. So, miners, see what they're doing. You can see a drill rod. So they drilled this going up, not up going down. You can see by the placement of the drill mark. So, all right, man. Well, that was a long trip, but that was great. 2 slopes in one mine. So, okay.